gabi po sa ating lahat. Ito po si Tuto Mortillero sa isang vlog na pinamagatan natin na free trade is dying via the election of Trump. As far as we can remember, sometimes in the 1990s during the time of former American President William Jefferson Clinton, the countries of North America, especially Mexico, Canada, and United States of America, made an agreement by the name of North American Free Trade Agreement. So, it can just simply be surmised that by way of the name Free Trade Agreement, there's free trade. There's free trade. By way of the democratic businesses and laissez-faire, there's free trade in North America. After which, the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade came in. So what are these North American Free Trade Agreement and the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade? These are agreements wherein there's gonna be free trade around North America by way of the NAFTA, and there's gonna be a free trade with regard to the rest of the world with regard to the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. So what happened by way of these free trade agreements? Of course, the barriers, economic barriers like quotas and tariffs are being taken out. Maybe there are tariffs, but the tariffs are so small and so little to the extent there's really free trade. Therefore, it makes all of the economies of the world more or less healthy. That's the concept of free trade. Now, with the election of Donald Trump, wherein he intimidated Mexico and Canada that he's going to impose 25% tariff, the free trade in North America is also affected. Why? Because Mexican and Canadian economic managers would also impose bigger tariffs to America. It would follow that Mexico would also impose 25% tariff and Canada would also impose 25% tariff against the United States of America. Secondly, President Trump is also threatening the BRICS countries. The BRICS countries composed of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, who are planning to make their own currency, is being threatened by President Trump that he's going to impose 100% tariff against these BRICS countries. 100% tariffs. So, what would happen next? What would probably happen next? These BRICS countries, composed of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, would also probably impose 100% tariff against the United States of America, right? Man as we are, we have to get back against our economic or even political enemies, right? So that would probably happen against United States of America as regards the BRICS countries. That's a probability. And in that scenario, the American importers would try to import products coming from other countries would have difficulties in getting their products for them to be sold in the United States of America. So what they have to do is they have to import, and the exporters would pay tariff to the United States of America, the foreign exporters, and also the American importers would also have to pay higher prices to the foreign exporters. And once these American importers would sell their products to the American public, of course, they have to raise their prices. Therefore, inflation comes in. That's the danger of the economic program of President Donald Trump. Therefore, this free trade via the North American Free Trade Agreement and the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade are actually dying because the ones starting to disrespect these free trade agreements is the so-called strongest man in the world, no other than the president of the strongest country in the world, United States of America. Thus, I have made this topic this night, free trade is dying via the election of Donald Trump. So, I believe, my friends, that the American people have wrongly elected Donald Trump, and as a matter of fact, his economic policy or policies are actually flawed, and these economic policies would probably lead us to a world economic disaster. So, my friends, this is my short view with regard to the economic policies of President Donald Trump, and I hope you would continue supporting my blog. This is Toto Mortillero saying magandang gabi, magandang araw, kung saan man kayong dako ng mundo. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Salamat sa panonood at pakikinig, at sana'y suportahan po ninyo ang aking blog.